Welcome into a very special edition of the Cory Standing Show. Those of you that are just tuning in for the first time. Unannounced, kind of unplanned. I just got back from, I've been up since 7 this morning. Well, 6:15. I did a full upper body workout, about an hour of cardio, then went and played 18 holes of golf. Sitting here getting ready, as you all can still see by my golf attire, which is Tennessee alumni. I've had this since 2020, and somehow it still fits. Guess that's a plus. But sitting here getting ready to watch Tennessee versus Georgia. Those of you that are tuning in on YouTube for the first time, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like the video if you enjoy it. Be sure to comment to boost the algorithm and hit that bell notification button so that you get notified whenever we're about to drop our live content. I will be doing a post-game show that's a regularly scheduled programming tonight, as well as making my NFL predictions for tomorrow. So that'll be later on, I believe around 8 o'clock after I go pick up my fiance from work. But yeah, those of you who don't know, I do very much enjoy my cigars. This is a Fat Bottom Betty. It's my favorite thing going right now. So we'll get this thing going, and then we'll get this pregame show going, as we only have about 45 minutes now until kickoff. I know my friend Donnie is at the game right now, and he was part of that college game day crowd. And I told him he better be singing. He said he was already wasted. So hopefully you'll make it home safe tonight, Deshaun. Anyway, today's episode, I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up our great sponsor. Today's episode is brought to you by Clean Eats Knoxville. As many of you know, I love fitness, but I've struggled mightily with meal prep over the years. Clean Eats helps make it easy. You want to know why? Because I don't have to do the cooking. 90 seconds in the microwave, and I got healthy meals, high protein, just like that. Low calorie or low carb, too, if you choose to go that route. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. Show you how easy it is to place an order. You get here, you go to cleaneats.com. Jordan Palmer right there, one of our highly paid spokesmen. Hopefully one day I'll get there. And it's this simple. You order here. Meal plan menus are available Tuesday through Sunday. You go visit your local cafe. Here in Knoxville, we have 3 different locations if you include Maryville. Then you eat, and repeat. This week's menu, full of good Southern home cooking, I should say. Hopefully Tennessee will get some home cooking in a second. Barbecue mashed potato bowl, rosemary fry steakhouse bowl. Oh, that's new. I'm going to look forward to try that. Hot honey chicken bites, egg bites with sausage and a chocolate chip waffle. Definitely getting multiple of those. Cowboy mac and cheese. That's new. I haven't seen that one. Let's see. Saddle up and chow down on smoky barbecue pulled pork spread over cheesy whole grain pasta. I'm looking forward to seeing that one. Southwest Taco Bowl, and then you get on here to the add-on premium items. We have bison mac con queso. Love me some bison meat. The Italian pizza, Cobb salad. We got some new dark chocolate peanut butter Buckeyes. Energy bites. Fantastic. My fiance loves them if you're tuning in right now, babe. Cleanwiches, which are protein cookie ice cream sandwiches. Dessert bars, which are lower protein bars, protein PB&Js and pinatas, and, of course, shakes. Clean Eats Knoxville. It's not a diet. It's a lifestyle. So be sure to visit your local Clean Eats. Tell them Cory sent you. I don't think it'll get you a discount, but they might like you more and they might like me more. So, of course, that's always a plus. Anyway, as I mentioned at the top of the show, we're previewing Georgia at Tennessee. Week 3. It's really early for SEC. Well, for a Georgia matchup. Last year was much later in the season. And we're going to be getting into what Tennessee is facing in terms of their first true test of the season and what Georgia's facing in terms of its first true test of the season, especially on the road in front of a sold-out hostile environment. The college game day scene is crazy this morning. Got a chance to view some of those signs. Excuse me. We'll get into that here in a minute as well. But overall, let me know how you're feeling in the chat. If you're not a Tennessee fan, of course, I already see some of you that are not. Let me know how you feel. Let me know how much they're going to lose by, because I think for the first time, I even tweeted it out and posted on Facebook and Instagram this morning. This is the most confident I felt in Tennessee in years that they could possibly beat Georgia, and that's saying something. Last year, it was up and down, but at the same time, Tennessee was on the road, and Georgia was obviously a top 5 opponent at that time with Carson Beck at quarterback. As you see, the line Georgia has dropped down to 3.5. I believe it was 6.5 when the line first opened, down to 3.5, which kind of for college football is a toss-up. Basically, Georgia's favored by 1.5, maybe half a point. But that just speaks volumes to what Tennessee has put on tape in the first 2 games. 72 points last game. Now, again, they were tune-up games, so it's nothing to write home about. Every team should beat their FCS opponents unless you're Alabama and you lose to unranked Florida State. And now Florida State is, I believe, in the top 10. If not in the top 10, they're damn near close to it. Oh, and for those of you that are wondering, this is a Whittle Springs golf course. Yes, I am talking to them about sponsoring the golf course hat. I am talking to them about sponsoring the show because I'd like to play some free golf. Because I got to tell you, I shot plus 72. I am not good at it, and my swing, it needs hella work. We'll make fun of that later in the week. But Georgia versus Tennessee. In the past, and since 2010, really, which was the year I moved down here, don't remind me of the Derek Dooley days. Georgia is 13-2 against Tennessee. During that time frame, Georgia has actually outscored Tennessee by a combined whopping 237 points. This one, I don't see this being a high-scoring game. I really don't. I know Tennessee put up 72 points, but it's not against this Georgia defense. Georgia and Tennessee first met, a little bit of history here, on the gridiron in 1899, which is more than 100 years ago. And Georgia owns a 29 and 23-2 advantage in the history of the series. They're both ranked in the top 15 and 2-0, much like they were both ranked in the top 15 last year when they met up in Athens. But overall, last year, I don't think last year's game is going to be any indication of what's going to happen today. Two totally different teams from a year ago, two totally different offenses. One might argue that in conference play, they could be less prolific, given that you lost highly touted quarterbacks. But we're gonna react to the Tennessee's former highly touted quarterback here in a few. Don't even get me started on that. Trust me, I'm saving it for later. But Georgia last year won 31-17. It was Georgia was 12th, Tennessee was 7th. So yes, they were both in the top 10. Carson Beck played a phenomenal game. He was 25 of 40 for 347 passing yards and 2 touchdowns with no picks. Had a QBR of 97.7, which is unheard of. Nico Iamaleava, 20 of 33, 167, no touchdowns, no picks, QBR 72.3. Dylan Sampson, 19 carries for 101 yards and a touchdown. And obviously you had Kitzelman chipping in with a touchdown with just 1 carry of 1 yard. But Tennessee at one point had a second half lead in this game. I believe they led 17-14, and then Georgia racked off, 17 unanswered points, and it wasn't really close in the second half. Nate Frazier only had 19 carries for 68 yards, so Tennessee really did well in stopping the run game, but they had, 5 pass catchers go over 50 yards, and then a couple go over 20, spreading the wealth. Tennessee had a fumble and lost it. Georgia had a fumble, did not lose it, and Tennessee lost the turnover battle. That really was the story of the game. And obviously, the offense under Nico never could get going in the second half, which is a theme last year. But with this offense so far, Tennessee's averaging more than 50 points a game. Like I said, it were tune-up games against FCS opponents, so it's nothing to write home about. This is going to be their first true test of the year, and I'm really looking forward to watching it. I can say that, like I said, I reserve the right to say I wouldn't be surprised if Tennessee found a way to lose this game and maybe lose it in emphatic fashion, because this is the first time that Joey Aguilar has ever been in a situation like this. Thankfully for him, he's at home. But coming from UCLA and Appalachian State, you didn't play in front of crowds like this in a big-time game with College Game Day on campus. You see how many fans were at that set while they made their picks, which we're going to react to those here in a second. As you know, the GOAT, Candace Parker, was the guest picker today. And other than Peyton Manning, I don't think that anyone holds as much cachet on campus, aside from the coaches and, rest in peace, Pat Summitt, than Candace Parker. And of course, we know who she's picking. We'll get into that here in a few. But real quickly, I promised you I'd get into it, and I'm going to Nico Iamaleava, as I call him, Stinko Iamaleava, and UCLA flop once again and lose to, was it New Mexico? I believe it was New Mexico. I don't know. Shame on me for not having the score pulled up. All right. Let me get the score pulled up. Forgive me. All right. We're going to get into the box score. Scores. All right. Give me 1 second, because Indiana beats Indiana State 73-0. A lot of 70+ scores this season. Obviously not. We're going to filter this down to the Big Ten. and then we were going to pull up UCLA. So my apologies, you all. I did not actually plan on doing this show, but I figured it'd be a nice way to get in some fun parting shots. Okay, yes, it was New Mexico, the New Mexico Lobos. In this game, Nico Iamaleava was 22 of 34, 217 yards, a touchdown and a pick. 25.8 was his QBR. Jake Lane was nothing to write home about. 12 of 16, 152, 2 touchdowns. But he didn't throw a pick. He didn't turn the ball over. And Damon Bankston runs for 15 carries for 154 yards, averages 10 yards a carry. And that was really where it's unbelievable because and New Mexico won 35-10 at UCLA, by the way. It wasn't even close. And I like I told you all before, it's getting to the point now where, I mean, you've even had oh, Lord have mercy. You've even had Joey Aguilar's father coming on and basically thanking Nico's family and his father for, well, that went out, for allowing them to come to Knoxville. Why does he do that? Because Joey Aguilar is having the best season so far of his young career. And, well, not young career. He's a graduate student, but living out his dream. Nico is playing in stadiums full of maybe 10 to 20, 30,000 fans. Joey Aguilar gets to play in front of 102,000 here at Neyland and now is on the front and center stage of the college football universe today. I think it's safe to say that Tennessee won this trade. Nico, whoever his advisors were, whether it was his dad, I think it was his dad, and whoever his agents were, this is just coming back to bite them in the ass, and this is embarrassing, to be completely honest. He has not played well. He's thrown an interception in every game. Well, he's turned the ball over in every game, whether that was an interception or a fumble, and he's been a very big reason why their offense hasn't been explosive. Now, he doesn't have a lot of talent to work with, but he chose to go to that situation. He chose to leave Tennessee where the talent was obviously there compared to UCLA, better conference, better fan base. He was making more money. And UCLA paid $1.2 million to lose to New Mexico. So they paid Nico's salary to lose by 25 points at home. How embarrassing is that? It doesn't get any worse than that. And I'd be completely honest, I had not a qualm in the world with it. I was pretty happy, not going to lie. As many of you know, I spent 6 years on the Tennessee beat covering Tennessee football day to day on a daily basis. And I learned to be objective from the time I entered student media because it was preached to be objective. If you were not objective and you didn't work for the team or for VFL Films, you were thrown out of the press box. I wasn't going to be that guy that got remembered for getting thrown out of the Neyland Stadium press box, A, because I wasn't going to miss out on the 3 meals they fed you, and B, I was not going to miss out on that ice cream cooler, and that's probably why I was 185 pounds at that time. But neither here nor there. I've learned to be pretty objective about Tennessee, and so while I love my school and I will forever bleed orange, when it comes to this situation, this was just a bad look for college football. It really was, because Nico had it all. I mean, they gave him an $8 million contract when NIL first started, and which was unheard of at the time. And he was a 5-star coming out of California, Tennessee's highest recruited quarterback since Peyton Manning. And then all of a sudden, he throws 19 touchdowns, 5 picks. Dylan Sampson's the conference player of the year, and he thinks that he deserves $4 million. His play is not warranted even what Tennessee was paying him last year. And good for Tennessee for not biting. UCLA, trust me, it's nothing against the Bruins. It's nothing against your program. When you see all Vol Twitter is vicious. When they go after Nico, it's going after Nico. Nico, the person, the player, probably both, and Nick Iamaleava, the father / coach, as he calls himself. But if I was the player, I definitely wouldn't want Nick Iamaleava as my agent, given what's happened with this situation. But, Lord have mercy. Angel Reese is the GOAT. Candace Parker. What? Angel Reese that can't make a layup is the GOAT. Okay. And now people in the chat are obviously referencing a meme on going across Facebook that Nicky Amaliava was such a UT fan that he convinced his son to leave so the Tennessee might win. Tennessee probably would have gotten farther in the playoffs last year had they not gotten unlucky and drawn Ohio State after their worst performance of the year. They might have gone to the second game. I firmly believe that, but Nico was not beating Ohio State at Ohio State, and I think Ohio State proved that they were clearing away the best team in the country. I don't know about that's the case this year. They have been through a few weeks because of their defense, but we'll see if their offense can take off. But getting into the next one, College Game Day on campus today. Pat McAfee, Nick Saban, Desmond Howard, as we all know, Kirk Herbstreit, and Peter, who was wearing an orange checker banner. Peter is the most beloved dog in Knoxville today, aside from my Dixie, and maybe from some dog named Yayo. I don't know. We'll see what he's up to right now. But College Game Day made their picks today. As all you know, most of them, I think it was split. I think it was split between Georgia and Tennessee. Candace Parker, as we all know, I think you know where her allegiance lies. I don't think that was any surprise. Let's go ahead and bring up the videos. Candace Parker getting the Knoxville crowd hype. We'll take a look, listen, and react on the other side.
What's the deal, Candace?
Coach, I got to take my glasses off for this
Take the
one.
glasses off.
So, listen, shout out to Robert Meacham, right? I'm wearing the Robert Meacham jersey, 2006. I was here in college.
Okay.
We fumbled on the end zone and lost the SEC championship, but that's never mind. But I wore this for good luck because we had some great years during that time. And I think Tennessee is ready to end the streak. I think Tennessee is ready to end the streak. We're ready to beat the Bulldogs in Knoxville and let the world in on a secret. I think we're going to spread the wealth. I think we're finally going to get over the scoring drought against Kirby Smart and that Georgia Bulldogs defense. I think we're going to be tough on the O-line. We're going to hit them long sometimes, run the football well. All of that. All of that.
Candace,
Of course I got the ball.
Let me.
And of course, I mean, expect anything different. Same when Peyton Manning comes to town. But let's go on. We'll go on and react to Pat McAfee, and then we'll come back and react on the other side.
And what I've seen this morning out of this fan base with the moonshine flowing since 5 a.m. is an environment that's going to be impossible. Give me Joey Aguilar from the City College of San Francisco to the big lights of the 8th largest stadium in the world.
Let's go.
Today, Heupel, Aguilar, say hello. We are the Tennessee Volunteer Football Team, and we are damn good here in Tennessee. Candace, you and I are on the same page.
I got you.
This place has been amazing. To all of you that watch, understand this is the greatest city and greatest country on earth. Have a great day of college football, everybody.
Yeah, Tennessee locked in.
There's a reason that Pat McAfee makes the big bucks. That's all I can say after that one. Oh man, that has me ready to run through a wall. I remember my friend Deshaun Donnie, whatever he wants to go by, we call him Plank, said that he basically said, fuck Pat McAfee, that he was wearing Georgia colors, when reality, now that I've gotten more context, I know he was just kidding. Trust me, he's a joke. He's a joker. He's wearing the American flag colors after what's transpired in the country this week, which I'm not going to get into because this is listen, my heart goes out to Charlie Kirk's family and his wife. And that's all I'll say on that. I don't think anyone should celebrate anyone's death, regardless of how much you disagree with them. I wasn't going to bring this up, but I think I'd be remiss as someone who is out in the public sphere, so not reacting. 2 kids and a wife watch their father and husband get gunned down in broad daylight, and this could possibly be the end of free speech as we know it. I wasn't even informed or aware of who. I mean, I heard the name, but I did not know I did not know his beliefs. I've since been educated on that. Do I agree with everything he said? No, but just because I disagree or someone disagrees with someone doesn't give you the right to get a rifle and shoot them and kill them. That's all I'm going to say on that. Prayers be with the family and those who were there and were affected by that shooting. But now, For the moment you've all been waiting for, my prediction. See you and the guys in the chat are going pretty wild. My prediction. Those of you that have crawled under a rock and not on social media, not following me on social media, which you can at the links below. Cory at Cory Sanding on Instagram, X, Cory Sanding on Facebook, and obviously you can follow the Cory Sanding Show at the Cory Sanding Show on both platforms. But I made my prediction well known, and it's going to feature a familiar face that you all just saw in my post that I made on X earlier, and as you all are looking at right now, I've waited a long time to be able to confidently say this. I couldn't even say it last year when Tennessee was a consensus playoff team before the season. But give me Tennessee 34-31, and let's finish it off the right way. I was supposed to play, but
give me good. Rocking out Tennessee. Give it.
Yep. I'm going with the Vols to win. I think that this is the best chance they've had in years. I don't think Georgia's offense is as explosive as it used to be. Tennessee might still be working. They're without their two best corners, but as long as they can slow down the run, get Georgia into third and long. I mean, I'm not sold on Gunnar Stockton being able to consistently get this team down there and score, 35 to 40 points. I just don't think it's going to happen. Tennessee's defense has carried them the last year and a half. It was a vast difference from the Hendon Hooker, Jalen Hyatt team that had they had last year's or the year before's defense, they probably would have won it all. And, at least gotten to the 14 playoff. Going with Tennessee, I think that it's going to be close. Obviously, Georgia's favored by 3.5. I think the bet that I took was I took Tennessee to cover the spread plus 3.5, and I took the under of 50.5 points. I think this is going to be a defensive shootout. I think it's going to end 21-17 Tennessee. Most people pick 21-17 Georgia. I'm going with the Vols. Obviously, I'm a little bit biased. Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. Obviously, I'm a little bit biased. I graduated from Tennessee in 2020 at the height of the pandemic. That was a fun time in my life. Spent a few years up in Kentucky doing news, came back down here to Knoxville. I love the East Tennessee area. I love this state. I love going to Nashville. I love seeing all the orange, and I love Morgan Wallen. And I actually have a Morgan Wallen tea in my refrigerator that I'm going to drink during the game because I no longer drink alcohol. And I got some Arnold Palmer too because we played golf. Did not, like I said, I shot 72 above par. So hopefully that's not going to be indicative of what's going to happen in this game. And if it is, do not come here and say it's my fault. Not that superstitious. Come on now. And for those of you who placed that bet I just talked about, which I'll go ahead and put it on the screen just so everyone will know. But do not come to me and say that it's my fault that you lost money if this bet does not win. Because we all know that Vegas can control anything. I won my first bet the other day. It was like my first bet I believe I'd won in 4 or 5 months since basketball season was still going and since football season. I suck at betting on baseball. Nobody come to me and ask me for baseball advice. I watch my Orioles. They're the worst team in now. Maybe not the worst team in baseball, but they're definitely up there. So I don't really have much of a rooting interest in the sport. I'd much rather watch in person. Obviously, we have the Knoxville Smokies here, which is a very popular minor league ball club. But going with Tennessee to cover the spread, under 50.5 points. And guess what? Even if Tennessee loses, if they lose by 3 or 1 or 2, and it's still a low-scoring game, I still come out a winner. So I think I'm pretty safe. And like I said, if you end up taking that bet and you go in there and you think that it's an automatic just because I said it and you come back and say, I lost you your money, I'm going to tell you to fuck off because that's not the case. But those of you that have tuned in live, I do appreciate it on such short notice. I know we're still growing our channel here. We got some merch samples on the way. Cannot wait to release that. I'll be getting into that more tonight. I actually got a sample of a baseball jersey that I had custom made for the show on the way that I'm really excited to reveal. Should be here in the next week. But the store will be up soon for y'all to purchase your Cory Sanding Show items, the first line of merchandise released here. Obviously, we're going to be working on getting more available in the future, and I'm actually working on getting a website designed as we speak. But let me know who's going to win. Who's going to win and by what score? I'd love to get you all in the comments to get you talking. And let's see. I see BTA, belt to ass. Stinko, I'm going to leave you. 35-7 Georgia. Yeah, I don't know about that. Gunnar Stockton's not putting enough 35 points. That Charles Barkley-ass swing. No, it's just not a Charles Barkley swing. It's definitely not that clunky, but it's definitely not the best. I don't come down and stop before I hit the ball. And I did drive one of the balls into the pond. I think I lost 2 or 3 balls today. But shit happens when you haven't played golf in 5 years. So give me a break. And like I said, we'll make fun of my swing later this week, but I really, really don't care. I see the same person is currently commenting on Facebook and YouTube. How's that possible? Are you watching this on TV at home? You know who you are. Bet you won't come on when I start doing radio call-ins and say this stuff, though. Will you? Unless it has to do with LeBron. Are you a hooper? I don't even have to answer that question. Shoot or shoot. UT ain't winning. What makes you say UT ain't going to win? Come on, give me your reasons. I can't just take a comment and take it as the gospel. Come on. See, we got 3 viewers on Facebook and 0 on YouTube. I really would appreciate it if y'all would migrate over to YouTube. Once we start the super chat, you're going to be able to get featured on the screen when you make a donation and type in some words. Just helps the algorithm. Subscribe. Like I said, those of you who are just tuning in for the first time, subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed it, comment, boosts the algorithm, and make sure you hit that bell button to get notified of our live content. That's a pretty bad reason. Come on. I know you can come up with better than that. I heard better reasons from Buffalo Bills fans. You know how I feel about those guys, especially right now. Oh man, nauseating ass fan base. Even probably more nauseating than Alabama fans. But Alabama fans now are on the downswing now that Kalen DeBoer is not Nick Saban. I mean, we knew that off the jump, but Alabama's no longer a top tier program. I mean, I know they're winning right now, but they're also playing. Who's Alabama playing right now? Let me go check real quick. Yeah, Auburn's beating Southern Alabama 31-15. We got Oklahoma 42-3 on Temple. Clemson tied at 21 with Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech has the ball with 2:35 remaining. Upset alert, possibly. Who knows? Oregon State, Texas Tech. My sister's alma mater. Texas plays UTEP. That's going to be a doozy. Miami and South Florida. Okay, that should be a good one. USF is surging right now. Ohio State's going to smoke Ohio. These are just quick hit rundown picks. Illinois versus Western Michigan. Take the Illini. Taking Ole Miss over Arkansas. LSU is going to smack Florida. Texas A&M and Notre Dame. Let's see. Alabama beat Wisconsin 38-14. Unranked Wisconsin. 38-14. Maybe the Tide will get back on track. Michigan beats Central Michigan 63-3. I wonder if Connor Stallions was on that sideline again. Oh, wait, that's all right. He's got a show cause penalty for the next 8 years because Michigan's a bunch of cheaters. But we don't want to talk about that. Now, were they still the best team? Let me preface my comments by saying, were they still the best team? Because I know that's going to piss off a lot of Michigan fans. Yes, they were. That's made it. I know stealing signs is what they do in the pros. It's not really that big of a deal, but it's against the rules in the NCAA. And the NCAA may be a corrupt and tarnished organization that nobody likes, and hopefully it goes away in the next 2 years. But yeah, I got Tennessee winning 34-31. Wait. So I contradicted myself from this morning. That's funny. I said 34-31. I thought about it. I did some research, and now I'm saying 21-17. Oh, man, that's on record, and I'm addressing it on here. That's not good. But the show's just starting. Leaves room for mistakes. Let me know in the comments what you think is going to happen. We're going to be reacting live tonight at 8 p.m. to this game and some of the other action around college football. And we'll also be making NFL predictions for tomorrow. And obviously, we'll be revealing some of the merch line that some of you ready for that link to drop. And you'll be able to purchase those hopefully here in the next couple of weeks. But thank you for tuning in to a surprise pregame show edition of the Cory Standing Show. We'll see y'all here in a few hours. Go Vols. And hopefully, go Vols. Go Vols. And hopefully, I'll be smiling when I come back on here at 8 o'clock. See you then.